What's up, internet? My name's Ori. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit that notification bell. You'll never miss a video. You'll never miss a stream. Today, we're going over BBCan11, episode number 25. And before we get into it, I just want to kind of make a couple little plugs here. Make sure you're checking out the description, pin comment down below. All my socials are down there. But more specifically, check out the Kick stream. We've been watching Survivor over there. It's been a lot of fun. And we're slowly getting closer to the finale, which will be on May 11th. Next Thursday will be the finale of BBCan11. I will actually be live on Kick watching the finale with all of you. Like, you can actually watch the finale. We'll have it on screen and everything. I can't do that kind of thing here on YouTube or over on Twitch, but I will be there. Plus, also, it's my birthday. So we're going to be having a good old time. There's probably going to be like a pre-show even on Twitch, an after show that we'll have on Twitch and Kick as well. So make sure you're following all that kind of stuff down there, because we are getting closer and closer to finding out who will be the winner of BBCan11. But as for this episode, we kind of started off with just kind of the fallout from the nominations, where Renee and Claudia were nominated by Anika. Anika falling for the same mistake that Claudia did, where she left Ty off the block because she thinks he won't use the veto if he wins it. Neither side is really 100% convinced that Ty is somebody they can trust, but they are still kind of trying to work with him just because they know they really have to at this point. He's just so good at competitions, and he's someone that they would rather have on their side than against them. We actually see two separate final three alliances made with him. First was the last shot, which was Claudia, Renee, and Ty. And then on the other side of that, we had the agency, which was Ty, Anika, and Daniel. Wild that we went this whole season with only really like two named alliances that were ever mentioned on the episode, being the Crown and the Girly Pops. And even the Girly Pops, that was like a named one, but they didn't really even necessarily refer to themselves as that. We just ended up kind of referring it to them as that. And like they mentioned it once in like a DR session. Like, I don't think it was ever actually on the episode. So yeah, to go this whole season with no named alliances and then two in the final five is just wild. We ended up having Ty, finding himself right in the middle of these two pairs. And being off the block. If he wins the veto, he gets full control, just like he had in the double eviction episode. That pretty much brings us right to the veto competition, which was very cool. Here's the thing that you can never say is bad about BBCan. They go all in with their competitions. They are fully invested in making those as cool as they possibly can be. This one was sponsored by Shark, and it was like a giant vacuum. So it was this like big wheel thing, right? It wasn't actually like a vacuum shape, but it was like this almost like a hamster wheel that they were able to get in, and they had to push and move along and pick up different things. Like they were vacuuming up like dog food or peas and popcorn and chips. And they had to pick up these things in a certain order they had to memorize. They had a board up there. You hit the button, it would show the list up there. And then they would have to go pick up those items. Now, when they did that, though, they couldn't do it out of order. If they picked up, let's say, the chips before the dog food, then they would get a time penalty, as they would have to use those pieces to make a puzzle as well at the very end. So fastest one was going to win. Ty has a really good strategy where he's like, I'm just going to remember three things and then move on and get what I need and come back and forth and just do it that way. He ends up winning by more than 4 minutes. He dominated this competition. Like, it wasn't even close. So yeah, Ty once again locks himself into the final four, giving himself full control going into this week. Daniel was obviously nervous that he was going to use the veto and that he was going to have to be put up on the block. Anika then has a meeting with him where he pretty much tells him, like, yeah, like, why are you so fixated on Claudia? Like, what's your deal there? And she's like, well, she's better at competitions and I'd rather get her out and then Renee next week. And he's like, yeah, that doesn't really work for me, so I'm going to use the veto. She gets very upset. She's like, "You're doing the same thing you did to Claudia." And he's like, "Yeah, would you have been happy if I didn't lie to Claudia? And, if I didn't lie to you, you would have put me on the block, right? Yeah, so you're only loyal to Daniel. Like, you're just proving me right that I was doing the right thing by lying to you." So that ends up being a kind of a fun little conversation to watch on the episode. We then get him talking to Renee in the convo where he pulls Renee in with Anika. We actually saw this on the dailies kind of all play out, where Anika had told him that at some point Renee said it would be smarter to put the showmance of Ty and Claudia up on the block and leave them there. And Renee was like, "I never said showmance. I never said it was smart. The only thing I was saying in that conversation was trying to figure out whether or not I was the actual target or not." So Ty ends up going to Anika with this, and Anika's like, "Well, no, she did say that." So he pulls Renee in, and they start going back and forth, and Ty just kind of sits there like this. Like, yeah, go back and forth. You guys fight this out. So that was kind of interesting to watch as well. But other than that, we get right into the veto ceremony where Ty, of course, does use the veto on Claudia. Daniel goes up. He does also have a conversation before this, telling Daniel that he's going to use the veto, but he's going to, keep him safe. And Daniel says how he's just playing along, laughing with him, like, "Oh, yeah, Ty, of course, like, it's okay, you could do that." Just because he knows he needs Ty's vote to kind of split it so that Anika can make that final decision. So that's pretty much where the episode ends, and then we'll find out tomorrow on the actual eviction episode who ends up leaving. But now that we've got the episode out of the way, let's talk a little bit about the dailies, because I didn't do a recap for the dailies, because again, we didn't get much, but we did get some pitches from Renee where she's trying to make her last ditch effort to stay, kind of pitching to mainly Ty to try and vote with her. But the conversations were good to watch, but overall, like, it didn't give us much. And Ty pretty much comes to the decision where he's going to evict Renee, which would leave Claudia evicting Daniel, and then Anika breaking the tie in the end. So yeah, it seems like Renee is going to be leaving and headed to jury, and that will leave the pair of Ty and Claudia, Daniel and Anika, going for the final four. At this point, it seems like Ty is pretty much a lock to make final three. Since Anika can't play in the HOH, it's going to be Ty versus Daniel and Claudia in whatever this last final four HOH is. So that's only those three people that are playing for it. Ty's got a 1-in-3 shot at winning that. Then we'll have the veto, where if he doesn't win HOH, he has a second chance to beat Anika, Claudia, and Daniel in the veto. And again, I think he has a really good shot at doing that. So there's 2 shots for him to secure his spot in the final 3. And I just don't see him losing both of those chances. Then once it comes to the final 3, he's almost a guarantee to win part 1, which is usually something somewhat physical. Maybe they have to balance things and move them across a different path. Like they've done that a couple of times for part 1. It's usually something endurance based and physical. So I feel like Ty's going to have a really good shot no matter who's in the final 3 with him. And then it will all come down to, can Ty win the final 3 HOH? Can he actually pull off part 3, which is usually something to do with days and dates and events that happen in the house. So if he can pull that off, then he would secure his spot in the final 2. But if he doesn't, I don't know if any of them would be dumb enough to take Ty to the final 2 with them. But I could see scenarios where Daniel would, if it was a final 3 of Ty, Daniel, and Claudia, he might take Ty over Claudia, thinking the girls are more likely to vote for Claudia and the crown were more likely to vote for him. But I think he would lose in that scenario. I could see Claudia taking Ty just because of the whole showmance thing. I could even see Anika taking Ty if it was between Claudia and Ty, or even Ty and Daniel, because she would think if she takes Daniel, it's a 50-50, but if she takes Ty, she has the crown voting for her. But Who knows? Maybe they are that dumb and they will take Todd to the final two if he doesn't win the final HOH, but that's to be seen. What do you guys think? Everything going on inside the house? Who do you want to see moving on, making it to the final two? Because we are getting closer and closer to that. Also, something that was interesting is I'm pretty sure the eviction happened already. Because at least on the dailies, they were saying the live eviction would be tomorrow. And at the very least, that would have been today if that was actually on the daily yesterday. So it would mainly be that somebody is already evicted from the house already before we're actually watching Thursday's episode. If that's the case, we might not get a daily at all tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see. Because it seemed like they were talking about like, oh, the competition is going to be happening in a couple of hours for the HOH. So if we do get a daily tomorrow, we might already find out who the final four HOH is. But again, in the final four, something you have to keep in mind is Veto holds all the power. HOH is pretty much safe. Doesn't matter, because when there's only four people, you could nominate two, but if one of them wins Veto, they comes off. If the third person wins Veto, they have the sole vote. It's just all about who wins Veto at the end of the day. So it'll be interesting to see how that all plays out. If Ty ends up not winning HOH and winning Veto once again, oh wow, that would really be something. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Who's your optimal final two scenario? Now that we can kind of exclude Renee out of it, which pair would you like to see in the final two? Ty and Daniel, Ty and Nika, Ty Claudia, Anika Daniel, Anika Claudia, Daniel and Claudia. Let me know what you think down in the comments down below. Also, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button. You like this video, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, you never miss a stream. Remember, you can check out all the links to my socials in the description down below, things like my Twitch, my Twitter, my Discord, and the new Kick stream. Like I said, we'll be live watching the finale over on Kick, and it's my birthday. It'll be a fun time, so come on and hang out with that. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you, and I will see you next time.